Now this is funny. Anybody see a problem here? So I'm going to go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts instead of 6, because that's where my set screws go. If I make a doofus error, I show it. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Well, you know, this YouTube community, it's something else, because you can always find somebody out there that's smarter than you are. And in this case, in my case rather, it's Mike from Getting Greasy Garage and Tom at Hilltop Machine Works. Because in the last video, you know, I showed my screw up where instead of rotating this so this notch is between the bolt holes, I put it right in line with one of the bolt holes, which fouls up installing the set screws. Well, first Mike and then Tom said, well, Matt, just get a shorter set screw. Put your, install your keyway with the shorter set screw and then install the through bolt. Great idea. Thanks, fellas. I've got this motor all painted up and highlighted with a little gold, the same color that the drill press is pinstriped in. The new bearing is installed on this end, on this bell, and that turned out to be the bearing that was bad. It's the larger bearing. It was pretty crunchy. This bearing is running smooth, but I've got another bearing coming. It was supposed to come the same day this one did, but for whatever reason, it got delayed. So it's arriving the day after Thanksgiving. So I'll just wait and get that and then reassemble this motor with the new bearing for this end. And this should be ready to install the new belt pulley, and then we'll mount it all up on the frame on the drill press and make up a belt. Much quieter. Thank you to the viewers that suggested new bearings. You were absolutely correct. Check out the coast down. Beautiful. By the way, that click you heard as this thing was coasting down, that was just the centrifugal switch kicking out, disengaging. So the last thing this motor needs is new oilers for the bearings on each end. I pre-oiled the bearings before I put them in. But as you can see, the old plastic ones, well, here, I'll show you. The old plastic ones were roached, as you can see. Both of them were really bad. So what am I going to do? I'm going to order up new oilers. They're available online. That's 1/8" NPT thread on both ends. And of course, that recess in there, I can't just put a standard one with the spring flip cap on it because there's not enough room to rotate it as you tighten it into the hole. However, they do make tall ones, standoff ones. So I'm going to order a couple of those up, and that will finish off the motor. But that's not going to hold us up from getting this mounted and start making up a belt. This seamstress measuring tape is my own. I didn't steal this from Nancy. She doesn't let me touch her stuff. For good reason. I'll destroy it. Okay, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 33 1/4 inches. I think I'll probably just cut it 33 because I'm going to have the lacing splice in the belt. And then, of course, I've got adjustments under here for, you know, going up and down and tilting and all that. So 33 inches. I'm going to write that down or I'll forget. Okay. Got a belt. In the last couple of shop update videos, I'd mentioned that I had, I've got belting on order, but it's not going to be here for a while. And then it dawned on me, I had a roll that you saw me cut the piece out to connect the motor to the driven pulley here. And I realized, well, I've got enough on that roll to, I have to do it in a couple splices, but I can make the belt to connect the step pulleys. Oops, sorry about the sun glare. So, hey, I can keep rolling on this. We can finish this thing up. In preps for making this belt and doing the lacing, I discovered I've got plenty of clips, lacing clips, but I'm just about out of the pin stock that pins the spliced ends of the belt together. As you can see, maybe, this rod is indented, and it's really not round. It's more like an oval shape from the process they used to put those indentions in there. And I thought, well, great. Now I got to order more lacing so I can get that more of that pin stock. Then it dawned on me, well, gee, I've got plenty of rod. So I just rigged up a little jig here in the old beat up machinist vise there, clamped some stock, round stock, in some vice grips there, and it's setting on the anvil here. So I'm just going to take this punch, use this as a pattern, and I'm going to make my own. And I got to partially shut that doggone door because, man, it's bright. This is December 23rd, 2024. And it's going to be 75 degrees today. And I'm about ready to take my coat off because when I came out this morning, it was 45 in the shop. But it ain't going to be 45 for long. So I'm just going to take a Sharpie and go along here and mark the center of each of those indentions. And then I'll take my punch and hammer and go ahead and make myself some pin stock here. I was going along here struggling, hanging onto that punch, and then it dawned on me, well, hey, you doofus, grab your punch holder out of the drawer. The Jerry Kirkpatrick inspired punch holder. It makes things a lot easier. I'm not having to put such a tight grip on that punch. I'm not worried about this curl at all. When I get this all punched the way I want it, we'll take it over to the pipe anvil and we'll straighten it out. I added this feature on my pipe anvil when I built it 3 or 4 years ago for straightening, and works pretty good. I was inspired to build this pipe anvil by Tony Fitzgerald of Fitzy's Fabrications. This and his design was based off of the legendary auto builder Gene Winfield. And I thought, well, you know, I'm an old tin bender and I really don't want to shell out the money for slip rolls that I may use once a year or something like that, depending on what I'm working on. So I built the pipe anvil. It's a handy tool. I think I spoke with Brandon at Midnight Customs on one of his videos recently, and he was playing around with the idea of building a pipe anvil. He's struggling with, storage space in his shop right now, which we all struggle with. But Brandon, if you're watching, you can go back into my archives. I think I even made a playlist of building the pipe anvil. Well, there you go. I think that's reasonably respectable. That should work. Okay. Time to, I think what I'll do first is get the lacer out, and we'll get this laced up. We'll hook the electric motor up to the driven pulley first. We'll give it a little test run. And then we'll start making the longer belts out of that stock laying on the floor over there. And we will connect up the step pulleys. Okay, I've taken the lacing hooks here and just set them in there in the grooves gingerly. Actually, I got to move them over a little bit so they line up with the end here. There, that looks good. And I gotta cut this off. I think I'm gonna cut it right on that line there. I did this the last time. I was feeding the clips in one at a time because the paper on the other deal that I was using was pretty rotten, and so I had to take the clips. Sorry about the crappy camera work here. Take the clips and do it one at a time, which was a real pain, but it worked. But if this paper is in good shape, then you can leave it intact. Okay, so that looks pretty good like that. Now I take this pin, slide it through like so, and now those lacing clips are locked in place. So, and I believe I leave that paper in there. Well, I'll find out here in a second. Nope, I went ahead and pulled that paper out because I realized it was going to interfere with sliding the belt in there. So, all right. Here goes nothing. Let me get you at a different angle so you can see what's going on. Oh, Lord. I think that's got it. Yep. There we go. This is always a tricky part right here. This is where you need 3 hands. Whoops. You gotta stretch it and at the same time start the pin. This is where a grandson would come in handy, or a granddaughter right now. Nancy's indisposed at the moment, and so I've just kind of got to fight this out myself. Line them up. Not quite. Well, that was fun, but it turned out good. Now I'm going to, off camera, there's just a little too much slack in there, so I'm going to work the adjusters, tighten that up a little bit. I'm going to have to adjust that gold collar right there. There's just a little back and forth, in and out. But I think what I'll do, I mean, there's no tension on them right now. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and make up the step pulley belt, get it on there, and get it adjusted. And then we'll see what kind of motion I got and if I can adjust it out. Yeah, I may have to, that's about a 60 thousandths, 70 thousandths slop there. I may have to put a thrust washer in there, and I'm thinking maybe on both sides, just to take up that slack. That's a little too much for my liking. Okay, that's much better. I loosened the set screw on that collar and took up about 95% of that slack, and now it's running just fine. No back and forth at all. The clicky clack noise you hear is the metal belt lacing against the metal driven pulley down there. Yeah, much better. I'm really happy with this. Well, I'm really happy with the way that turned out. That just, that's a big milestone in this entire year-plus long drill press refurbishment, restoration project. Man, 44 videos. Holy smokes. What am I thinking? But I'm thankful that most of you have stuck with me on this project. I think one more video in early 2025 and we will wrap this project up. I'm really looking forward to that. Well, I want to say thanks to all of you for a marvelous 2024. The channel has grown quite a bit. A lot of new subscribers. Want to welcome anybody that's new. Glad you're here. And for all of my existing subscribers that have stuck with me through all of my trials and tribulations, successes and failures, I want to thank you for sticking around. I really enjoy talking with you in the comments on both on my channel and your channels. The email correspondence I've received from you, it's all just great stuff, and I really want to thank you all for that. So this is my last video for 2024. I'm going to wrap it up, and then I will join you again early in 2025. And let's see. I'm thinking I got to bring in the Farmall H. That's my bucket list tractor. That's the next big project I'm going to tackle. And I got to do something with that 1-ton Fui Chinese diesel engine. I think I'll do a Willet start on that, and then I'm getting rid of it. It's taking up way too much shop space. I've got no use for it. I should have never bought it. But hey, we've all done it more than once. As my wife likes to remind me of once in a while. That poor gal, boy, she has really been patient with me over the years, and some of the disastrous junk I've brought home. Anyway, I'm babbling now. Sorry about that. Thanks for watching again, everybody. We will see you again 2025, and I hope you all have a healthy and prosperous new year. Bye for now.